Hey guys, how y'all doing today? Just out here taking my puppy, well, my kid's puppy, for a walk. And there she is right here. Yeah. She's a Kimmer, basically a squirrel dog. But I'm just out here taking her for a walk right now, and been responding to a bunch of the comments that I got on the video that I posted up yesterday, and a lot of great comments, a lot of really good feedback that I'm getting from people, and I just started thinking about another video idea, and it just popped in my head. I started thinking about I need to make a video for the spouses and the family members of someone that's an addict or an alcoholic. So, just thinking to myself, there's so many people out there that have either a husband or a wife or a brother or sister or a son or a daughter or a cousin or whatever it may be that's an addict or an alcoholic, and they're confused, and they don't know what to do about it. They've tried everything. They've tried crying and screaming and yelling and talking, and everything they've done, and it to no avail. They haven't been able to get through to that person, and they're confused about it and don't know what to do. And that's what I want to talk about today. So this is for anybody to watch, especially the people that have been watching the videos, that are addicts or alcoholics. But, this is also, I'm making a video for the people that are, like I said, spouses or related to somebody, or it could just be a friend. The thing is, I remember, how upset my wife would get with me and family members and people trying to talk to me about, my alcoholism. And, it didn't matter what anybody ever said to me. I mean, ever. I wasn't going to stop just because somebody said, you need to quit. I made a lot of promises and things like that and said I would stop. And, in my mind, I really, really wanted to. But, at the end of it all, it was totally up to me. So this is just, like I said, a video to give you a little bit of hope, to give you a little bit of understanding from the aspect of, an alcoholic or an addict. And this is just from my personal experience. I can't say that this is, for everyone, but I just want to start off with, I don't care what anybody told me. I wasn't going to stop. Like I said, I wanted to, but anytime anybody got angry at me or yelled at me or, wanted to talk to me about my addiction, it wasn't going to change. I remember so many arguments and so many times, I would have to listen to, you do this and you do that, and, you need to quit, and it just didn't matter. If you love someone or you care for someone that's an addict or an alcoholic, I think that talking with them is a good thing to do and express, your feelings on the matter, and, tell them, how you feel about the drugs or the alcohol that they're doing. But getting angry at someone and, chewing them out or, getting in their face or taking all their liquor bottles or all their beer and pouring it out, or taking their drugs and flushing them down the toilet. You're not gonna fix anything doing that. And I hate to be the one to say this, but it's just not gonna fix it. At the end of the day, all you're gonna do is just really upset that person, and they're just gonna go out and get more. I've talked to many people that are alcoholics and addicts, and had the same thing happen. They come home from work and their wife found their beer and poured it all out. I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day, told me the same thing. We were talking about, I was telling him that my wife would take my liquor and pour it out, and I'd come home and there'd be an empty liquor bottle just sitting on the counter. And yeah, it would get me really upset. And I just went and got another bottle. And he was talking about how he would, come home from work, or either wake up the next morning after, a big binger, and there'd be 30 empty beer cans sitting on the counter. And, once again, same thing, he just went and bought more. It's just, really, it's just a waste of money at the end of the day. I just don't see where you're going to benefit by doing that. You're just going to cause an argument. I think taking an approach of, I know it's really upsetting, and I know that, it's a topic that can cause a lot of emotions in us. But the best route of action, in my opinion, is just to remain calm and to, try to talk to them in a calm manner, and don't let your emotions take over, because when that happens, it just creates this situation where 99.9% of the time you're trying to talk to somebody who's intoxicated already, and when you're yelling or getting into an argument with someone that's intoxicated, their judgment's already impaired to begin with. And, alcohol and drugs can just exacerbate anger. It can just make it worse. And, I remember so many times, getting fussed at or whatever, and I would just get so angry and, break something, or, punch a wall or something like that, because I was just so mad. And it was like I just had to show how angry I really was. And I know it was immature, and it didn't prove anything, but for me, in that moment, it was like, I'm gonna show you how mad I really am right now. And I didn't achieve anything by doing that, but I'm just using that for an example, as and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who have had these experiences. You come home from work, and your spouse is sitting on the couch passed out at 6 o'clock in the evening, just wasted drunk, and there's a bunch of empty beer cans all over the place, or maybe there's a bong sitting on the table, or who knows what it might be, an empty pill bottle sitting there, a razor blade and a straw. I don't know what there's all kinds of different variations of how we get intoxicated, and it could be all of the above. But letting your emotions take control and jumping on that person in the moment is just not a good scenario, and it's not going to solve anything. Trying your best to remain calm and talking to your loved one or your friend or whatever in a calm manner. And I would really suggest waiting until that person is sobered up. I wouldn't try talking to anybody that's intoxicated at all. It's not going to go anywhere. I promise you that. It's not going to go anywhere at all. You're just going to get into a big fight. Things are going to get said that, everybody's going to wish they didn't, especially the person that's intoxicated. They're going to say some really mean, hurtful things, probably, because they're going to be upset. Because what people who aren't addicted don't understand is that is your main driver in life, is getting intoxicated. Them getting their hands on whatever drug or alcohol that they want to use. And when you just strip that away from them, let's say you pour out all their beer, it's going to cause a huge fight, especially if they've already been drinking. So my suggestion is just to wait until that person's sobered up and then have a talk with them. And sometimes the best method is just a straight ultimatum. And I know that sounds ridiculous coming from me, and I'm not trying to cause any problems with anyone. And this is just advice from my personal opinion. My experience. I'm not saying that any of this stuff is right or the best mode of action. I'm just telling you what I think. If you wait till they've sobered up, wait till the next day, sit them down and have a calm talk with them. Explain to them your problems, what you don't agree with. And just tell them, hey, I'm not going to be a part of this anymore. And if you want to continue to do this, that's fine. That's on you. But I don't want to be a part of it. And I'm not going to take part in what you're doing. It can go two ways. You can either maybe change them. Maybe they'll decide they want to make a change. Or they're going to go, the hell with this, and I'm going to continue to do it. And if it's something that's bothering you that bad, maybe it's time to move on. And maybe they'll smarten up, and maybe they'll get their act together and they'll stop doing whatever it is they're doing. But the point of this video is just I really want to just reach out to the family members and friends of people that are addicts and try to explain to them that getting into an argument or a fight or screaming and yelling, all that stuff doesn't solve anything on either party. Just speaking in a calm manner and definitely waiting until that person has sobered up is the best option that you're going to have. I know it's hard to understand for people that don't drink or do drugs. They just don't understand why someone just can't quit. They don't get it. And unless you're an addict or an alcoholic, you'll never understand. You'll never understand why. Hell, I don't even really understand why, and I'm an addict and an alcoholic. I don't get it. That was the purpose of the video yesterday. I wanted to get some feedback on, what some people think, why they're addicts and alcoholics. Maybe if my wife had left me years ago, maybe I would have changed. I probably would have stopped drinking if my wife had left me. To be quite honest with you, but she didn't, and she wanted to stay with me, and I'm sure that she had a lot of times that she really thought about leaving me, but she never did. And no fault on her part. My wife loves me, and I love her. And like I said, maybe if she had left me or given me she gave me plenty of ultimatums, but nothing ever came of it. But I think that if she had done that, I think I really would have changed. It would have just scared me so bad that I would have straightened my act up. I couldn't imagine my life without my wife or my kids being around. But it's neither here nor there, because I truly believe that everything that I went through and my addiction and all the bad things that happened to me health-wise and everything has led me down this path where I'm at now. And I would have never have made a YouTube video talking about this subject, and I wouldn't be where I'm at right now making this video as we speak. And I'm going to continue to make videos. I'm going to continue to talk about these types of subjects. I want to create an outlet for people that are lost and confused, especially like I just said, family members and loved ones that are lost and confused and don't understand it. This is a sickness. It's a disease. Once your brain chemistry gets changed, I mean, it's there, and it takes time to change that chemistry back, and it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, we're talking long periods of time. I'm, I guess, a year and a half sober now, and that May of 2022, I think is when it was. I don't remember. I'm not one of those people that keeps exact track of by the day, hour, or whatever, but I know it's a year and a half or somewhere around there at this point now. I still have thoughts. I still want to have that relaxation, but I can't. I mean, I guess I could, but I just don't want to go back down that path again. And like I said previously too, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. As of today, I haven't drank anything today. I haven't drank anything in a year and a half, and I don't plan on drinking the rest of the day today. But I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I might get some crazy news, and the doctor might, call me and say that I've got liver cancer or something, and I've got 2 days to live. I don't know. I'm just using that for instance, and I might just go the hell with it. But that's not my plan. And I really hope that never happens again. I couldn't imagine the feeling of waking up in the morning after all this time and then having to start all the way back over again. I just couldn't imagine having to go through that. I know it happens to people all the time. Lots of people fall off the wagon and have to start all over. And props to those people that do it. I know it would be so disheartening to have to face the consequences of doing that all over again, and just the self-shame that I would have by doing it. And I'm not saying that I'm any better than anybody. I just have yet to drink. And I really hope I don't. But anyway, like I said, this is a video for the family members and spouses and friends. Take a look get some more information that's out there. Stay tuned to my channel. I'm going to continue to talk about alcoholism and addiction. But don't ever blame yourself for anything, for someone else's actions. I know there's a lot of people out there who probably blame themselves. It's all my fault because blah, 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 or whatever happened, XYZ, and that's why they drink, or that's why they do drugs. I cheated on my wife, and she found out about it, and she drinks all the time, so that's my fault. It's not your fault. We all have problems. Every single day, everybody has problems. And we all are, well, not everybody, but most of us are adults, and we can decide what we want to do with the problems in our life. Either we can attack them, we can face them straight forward, or we can either, go, all these bad things are happening to me, so now I'm going to drink to make it better. It's nobody's fault, and I'm not even blaming the addicts, but once again, we can all, every day's a new day, and we can all make a change if we want it. The person the loved one that you have, they have to make that decision for themselves. I don't care how much pounding on the table you do, or how angry or upset you get, or how many tears that you shed. It doesn't matter. That person has to make that decision for themselves. And that's why I'm saying, don't blame you. Don't blame anything that's ever happened in the past on that person's disease. It's a decision they've made for themselves, and if they're continuing to make that decision, they're doing it for themselves. And until the day that they truly decide that they want to stop, I don't care what you do, I don't care how much screaming and yelling you do, it's not going to make them change. I promise you that. That's one thing I'm 100% sure about. They have to want it for them. So once again, hey, I love you guys. Just figured I'd make a quick video right now while I'm walking my dog. And, you know, I just had that thought on my head and just wanted to share it with you guys. Hey, continue to stay tuned to my channel. I'm going to keep putting up tons more content. I love you guys, and thanks for watching again. Hey, throw some comments in there. Subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the new videos that come up. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Much love.